Ibrahim Traore's routine blood test revealed substances that had no business being in any human body. When investigators traced the source, the shocking truth emerged. His personal doctor had been following Israeli assassination protocols for months. But what you're about to hear will make you question every physician you've ever trusted. The presidential palace in Ouagadougou felt strange that morning. The usual bustling sounds of staff were muted, and even the jasmine-scented air from the gardens seemed off. For weeks, Traoré had been waking with a strange metallic taste in his mouth. But it was an innocent question from a child that would unravel the most sophisticated assassination plot in African history. 3 days later, during a family dinner in the private quarters of the palace, the rain tapped softly against the windows as his daughter Layla worked on her chemistry homework at the table. "Papa," said 12-year-old Layla, peeking up from her textbook, "why do your vitamin shots smell like the cleaning chemicals we use in science class?" Traoré paused, his fork frozen midair. "What do you mean, sweetheart?" he asked. "Yesterday, when Dr. Levin was getting your injection ready, it smelled sharp and sweet, like the preservatives we use for dissection." His wife, Yasmin, chuckled gently. "You're becoming quite the little scientist." But Traoré didn't laugh. Years of military service had trained him to pay attention to unusual details, especially from children. That night, he made a life-saving decision. Instead of discarding the used syringe after his next injection, he extracted the remaining contents into a secure vial. And here's where his brilliance surfaced. He didn't test it locally. During a diplomatic visit to Morocco, he hand-delivered the vial to a trusted lab under the pretext of analyzing agricultural contaminants. "Full toxicology screening," he instructed. 72 hours later, the encrypted call came. "Mr. President," the lab director said, "your sample contains synthetic cardiotoxins, classified military compounds designed for gradual cardiovascular failure." The room seemed to spin. For over a year, the Dr. Traoré trusted, Dr. Levin, had been slowly poisoning him. But Traoré didn't confront him. Instead, he launched a quiet counterattack. First, he had his trusted military medic prepare harmless saline injections, which Dr. Levin unknowingly administered. Traoré continued acting ill, mimicking symptoms with precision. Second, his intelligence team began investigating. Why was Dr. Levin's Swiss medical certification unverifiable? Why had 3 other African leaders he'd treated died of sudden cardiac failure? Then came the breakthrough. During routine electrical maintenance, technicians discovered a microtransmission device embedded in Dr. Levin's portable EKG machine, transmitting real-time biometric data through a series of proxies to Tel Aviv. Intelligence Chief Samaki whispered during an emergency briefing, "Only someone with Mossad training could have embedded this." Dr. Levin wasn't a doctor turned spy. He was a spy who had become a doctor. That's when Traoré executed his masterstroke. For a month, he fed Dr. Levin false symptoms, fake blood pressure spikes, simulated shortness of breath, staged chest pain episodes. Intercepted communications revealed his handlers were satisfied. Target deteriorating as expected. Authorization granted for termination. Optimal window, February 15th to 28th. They planned to kill him in 18 days. But Traoré moved first. On February 12th, he staged a presidential collapse using special effects experts and loyal medical staff. State television aired footage of an ambulance rushing to the palace. Reports claimed the president was in critical condition from a massive heart attack. Dr. Levin, thinking his mission was complete, activated his escape plan and messaged his handlers that the operation was successful. He was wrong. As Dr. Levin prepared to board a private flight out of Ouagadougou, he was surrounded by security forces. From an unmarked SUV stepped the supposedly dead president. Dr. Ibrahim Traore said quietly, as the late afternoon sun cast long shadows across the tarmac, "We need to talk about your medical ethics." The doctor's face went pale. "Impossible," he muttered. "The vitals, the readings, all crafted," Traore replied, "to expose you and your network." The intelligence extracted from Dr. Levin revealed a conspiracy that stunned the world. Operation Hippocratic Oath. 15 Mossad-trained medical operatives deployed across 12 African nations, each posing as a respected physician while quietly poisoning heads of state. The methods were devilishly clever: slow-acting toxins mimicking aging, synthetic compounds that induce strokes under stress, agents that simulated dementia in older leaders. Thanks to cooperation agreements, Levin's testimony led to simultaneous arrests in Mali, Ghana, Niger, and Chad. All operatives had been months away from completing their missions. But it didn't stop there. Devices recovered from Levin's quarters revealed even darker plans. Samaki returned with urgent news. "Sir, we've identified active operations in 11 countries. Scheduled assassinations all within the next 6 months." Traoré could protect himself, but what about others? Presidents like Ouattara in Côte d'Ivoire, Tadera in Central African Republic, or Tani in Niger. Ignoring it would mean leaving a continent vulnerable. Against advice from his Security Council, he made the boldest decision of his presidency. He personally contacted each targeted leader via encrypted military lines. "Mr. President," he told Niger's head of state, "quarantine your physician immediately and test your blood for synthetic toxins. Your life depends on it." The responses were immediate and terrifying. Every single president tested positive. The operation had been designed for synchronized eliminations, plunging Africa into chaos. But Dr. Levin, facing life imprisonment, offered Traoré a deal: full intelligence in exchange for immunity and relocation. What he revealed next made Traoré's blood run cold. Every piece of medical equipment had remote trigger capabilities. In the event of compromise, Tel Aviv could trigger overdoses, instantly killing 12 presidents. A continental execution system was in place. Instead of rushing in, Traoré orchestrated the most advanced counterintelligence operation in African history. For 2 weeks, each leader continued daily routines. Meanwhile, decoy medical equipment was swapped in during live appointments. Antidotes were administered in secret. Then, at precisely 3 p.m. West Africa time on March 15th, all 12 nations arrested their undercover assassins. The operation sent shockwaves through global intelligence networks. More terrifying still, Operation Hippocratic Oath was just the first stage. Documents referred to Phase 2, Continental Reset, where Israeli-backed interim governments would replace fallen leaders and sign exclusive mining and military contracts, securing access to Africa's cobalt, lithium, and rare earth metals. "They weren't just killing us," Traoré declared at an emergency African Union summit in Addis Ababa. "They were planning to own us." Africa responded like never before. Within a month, 47 nations signed on to a continental intelligence sharing pact. Medical equipment imports now required triple verification from African labs. Foreign doctors faced strict vetting through a Pan-African security registry. Today, the 15 operatives remain imprisoned across the continent. Their cooperation has helped unravel similar plots in Asia and Latin America. Dr. Levin's intel alone prevented 17 additional assassinations. Ibrahim Traore had done more than survive. He'd exposed the most sophisticated medical assassination network in modern history and proved a powerful truth. Underestimating African intelligence is the deadliest mistake any adversary can make.